This just came in today. Is KC Hilites Laser 4-inch LED spot beams. I'm gonna be mounting on my Grand Cherokee. What comes in the box. There's the back of the box. Open it up. There's your little swag right there. There's your wiring harness kit. Got the light switch, zip ties. You got the shields for the rock shields to protect the lights when they're not in use. Take out one at a time here so you can see what they look like. This is how they come shipped. There's the stone protectors. These lights are heavy, good quality, 23-year lifetime warranty on any defects. That's what they look like right there. 6 LEDs. There's the back. This is aluminum housing that's been powder coated professionally. There's your waterproof connections for your main harness. And another video coming soon, I ordered the theft protection nuts. These nuts, you take these out and you put one that has a special key that locks them into place so no one walks off with them. This stone protector just snaps into place and it locks on like so. Tell me that's not a good look right there. This is everything that comes in the box. 2 lights, main wiring harness. There's your zip ties, your swag, some advertising. These are your stone protectors. So you take these out, take off the guard, and you put the stone protector in between here and you sandwich that on. And here's your instruction sheet. What we have here. These are the 2 connections that go to your lights, to your spotlights. You'll follow the harness down. This is a simple process here. Follow it down, following it down. Yellow goes to your positive on the battery. Black goes to your negative. Follow that down. Follow that down. You got 3 connections here. These 3 connections attached to your switch in the inside. So you run this inside the cab, that goes to your battery, those go to your lights. Being that on the Grand Cherokees, your battery is underneath the passenger seat, this is your jumping port. Okay, this connects to your battery under the seat. This is the passenger side. There's your engine. There it goes right here. So I'm gonna be putting my hot lead here. My ground lead, I'm gonna find a suitable spot that has a good ground. Could be right here. This looks like a good ground. I'm gonna run my wire straight across under the cowl, under the wiper cowl. That's gonna go from one side and come out over there on the other side. I'll show you how I'm gonna get the wire from this side to that side. A hard wire, you could push that through from one side without taking off the cowl to the other side, and as you can see over there, I'm through. Okay, you could get this snake if you don't have it at Home Depot for like $10, if that. Okay, this is what I use to run wires behind walls to hide the cables when you're putting TVs in. Is you're gonna take the wires that are gonna go inside to the switch inside the cabin, and you're gonna attach them right here. Put a little bit of tape on it so it don't come out if needed, and you're gonna pull it through to the driver's side, okay? From here to over there. I'll show you when I have it pulled through. Before connecting anything, you're gonna wanna take your cover off and pop your fuse out. This is how you get your ground from this side of this shield to over here. I'm gonna ground it to this nut right here, okay? If you look down in here, right there, see my hand? That's where I'm gonna snake it through, okay? It's just a ground wire. You're gonna slide it underneath from the back, and you come out to this side. Okay, pull that through. This is where my ground strap is gonna go to, right there. We should have a good ground right there. Okay, put your nut back on. Make sure you route it so it's not gonna get pinched anyway, out of the way, like so. Tighten it down all the way. You're gonna take your 13mm socket, back this off. Don't disconnect the main wire, you don't have to. Place this one that came with your kit right on top. Okay, like so. Put your nut back on, tighten it down. You got your power secured with the wire pointing out so it could go down like so. It doesn't hurt to take a zip tie and zip tie the wire down at that angle around your main strap right there. Zip tie right there. I didn't clip it off yet. I gotta pull it tight once I have everything done all the way. And then I have all the wires bunched up and secured around this harness right here. Then you have that giant dragonfly watching me. Make sure all my work is done right. We'll leave him there to be. Take your cover, and that locks back down in place. Okay, like so. Okay, I got the snake through on this side. You can see it exit over there. And you're gonna wanna take your long lead, hook it up to your snake. You could go to Home Depot, they sell this snake, well, I think it's about $7, $10. Or if you have a stiff wire, like a coat hanger that's real stiff and long, you could do it the same way. You probably need about a 6-foot section of stiff wire. So I'm gonna hold that on here and I'm gonna pull it through on the other side. This is your connection for the driver's side. I'm gonna put this out of the way for now. And I'm gonna show you how to bring the wires into the cab. It goes in through the passenger side. So your switch wires go in through the passenger side. And then on this side, you're gonna be left with your Y connection. The Y goes toward driver's side. This harness stays right here for the passenger side. Then all you're left with is this wire here, your black, yellow, red, which is gonna go in. If you see down there, I'll show you from the inside. That's where the wires go in through. That's a push through right there into the firewall. You're gonna come to the passenger side, footwell. I already broke one of these tabs off, as you can see right here. But you're gonna take this lip, pry it down enough so you can get access to this clip here. And then you come in with your trim tool like this, and you go under there and you pry it down. This is cheap plastic, so it broke real quick. That's no big deal, okay? You got one clip here, and you got another one there. Pry those out and you're gonna take out this cover right here. What it looks like when you get the cover out, you're gonna disconnect your light here. It's got a little clip, you clip it in. Push that little clip in right there. You push the clip in and the whole thing will come out of the way. You're gonna let this just sit on the floor when you take out the light clip. If you look under here now you got access to it. Right there, that's a push through into your firewall. So you're gonna get your metal coat hanger or a snake. It has to be stiff. And you're gonna poke that through from inside to outside the firewall. That's how you get through the rubber from the inside. You see your square here? You slowly work a flat screwdriver through there and you poke through. And you're gonna spin the screwdriver around to open up that hole right there, okay? Once it's opened up long enough, you're gonna fish your snake through there to the other side. And I'll show you what it looks like when I get it through. Just like so. If you look down, that wire, that snake, it goes through that rubber boot like I showed you from the inside. And you have to fish it through out here. And that's where it goes through like so, okay? Now you're gonna take your other side of your wire connections. You're gonna cut them off, okay? You're gonna take your snake. you're gonna go in this motion here. You want this nice and tight. You're gonna take some electrical tape. And you're gonna tape up your wires tight as possible because the hole is small. It's going through rubber. Okay, you don't want it so thick that it doesn't slide through. Real tight. And work your way up. You want it as thin as possible and as tight as possible. You see that's the snake coming through, and there's your harness for the light switch. Okay, like so. Sorry for the noise, I got crazy neighbors. Now you're gonna go inside and you're gonna pull this through and you're gonna draw it all the way in. Come inside and you're gonna pull your snake through that hole that I showed you. Okay, you're gonna feel a lot of resistance. There you go. There's your 3 wires coming in. And you're gonna pull it in. You're gonna pull your harness in. And there's your harness with the sheathing around. You're gonna keep pulling. If it feels tight, go inside on the outside, check it and make sure you're snug. You don't want to catch it on anything, binding or pulling or snapping. There's your harness pulled through all the way. You have a little bit of play right here. It's not binding, it's not tight that it's gonna snap anything, or it's not in the way of anything or any moving parts. That's how you bring the wire in from the outside to the inside. Next, I'll show you how you run it inside the cab and where I'm gonna put my switches. After you grab this panel here and you pry it up, and you open your glove box and pry it up from here, this gives you access to your side panel, which basically you're gonna put your hand behind here and pry it off. You just got pushing connectors. 1, 2, 3, 4 here, 5, 6, 7. 7 connectors is what holds it. I'm gonna be putting my switch right here. 3 switch panel right here. That's what the panel looks like here. So I'm gonna have the first one for the ditch lights up front. This one, those are my rigid lights I have mounted in the back. And over here, I'm gonna have for my rock lights that I'm gonna be putting in the future. The panel where I'm gonna be mounting my switches to. It's gonna be in this location right here. And the first thing you're gonna wanna do before you cut into this panel, you're gonna take painter's tape and apply it to where you're gonna cut out your box. Switch panel that I'm gonna put in. This is all specific to your switch panel, but mine is 3 1/8 wide by 2 inches tall. So this is the hole that I'm gonna cut into that panel. Okay? And these right here is what holds the switch panel to the panel that you're gonna cut into. Those little tabs. Once you push them in, they lock up. These little tabs here flex, so they go in, and once it gets behind the panel, it locks the panel into place. You got them on the top and the bottom. Okay, so you're gonna put a stencil on your panel where you want to cut. Draw the outline, make your marks, and be precise. That's the pattern that I'm gonna cut out right there. Like I said, that's 3 1/8 by 2 inches tall. So you're gonna cut that out with your Dremel. So you're gonna take your Dremel if you have a cutoff wheel or a grinding wheel. And you're gonna do the outline. Start slow.
To make a mark. You just wanna make a mark, so we're gonna cut. You go around the whole outline.
You could cut smaller, a little bit smaller, and then use a file to open up the hole a little bit more. So that's what I'm gonna do here.
Nice and slow.
Once you get your marks, then you can turn up the speed a little bit more and go for it.
leave it a little bit smaller than what you need. And you're gonna get that with the file when you're done.
Once that's done, you knock it in, knock it out. Like I said, you're gonna clean all these edges up with the file. Okay. As you can see, the switch panel doesn't fit in yet, like I said. So you break out your files and you clean up these edges until they're perfect, until the switch panel locks into place.
And you clean up your edges. Don't worry about the insulation, that's nothing, that's just to keep the engine from being loud inside the cab. Clean it up all around.
Filed it out more than enough. And it's a tight fit. It's not loose. That's what the back looks like. Locked into place. See the tabs bite into it? And that locks it into place. You come on your passenger side. You're gonna remove this panel here, same way as the other side. And you're gonna snake your wire through to that side. In this side, out the other side. And you're gonna hide it behind this rug. You're gonna take your wire. This is the snake that I use to get it inside. And you're gonna come in here, and it's gonna go around the carpet from around the back. It's gonna go up and over, and it's gonna come through here and snake through to the other side. You're gonna put it up and over here, over the carpet. It's just gonna fall behind the carpet, okay? There you go. It's not easy to get on camera, but you got plenty of room behind the carpet. Then you're gonna take your snake and pass it straight through to the other side. Driver's side, you're gonna pull it through. There's your wires. Give yourself plenty of room, don't be stingy. And there it is. Wires ran through. All you gotta do now is connect your wires to your switches. I have rough country switches. As you can see, these are always constant on. Right here, the LEDs are constant on. Then when you put the power to your lights, turns on to your indicator on top, lights up. Okay? I've contacted Rough Country and they've told me that these LED lights have such a minimal drain, they don't require much power, that it won't affect your battery in any way. I'm gonna test these out and I'll let you know in the future if these are true to their word. If not, I'm gonna pop these switches out and get ones that don't have constant power, even though they're off. As you can see the light blue on there. Turn them on, the blue goes to the top. Okay, this is what it looks like in the back. This all depends on your switches as well, your wiring diagram. You got black, which is your negative. You have yellow, which is your hot. And then you have red, which is your out to the source. Okay? There's the panel with the one switch open until I get my rock lights and the new switch. That's what it looks like completely installed on the inside. The CREE laser lights. The nut is 3/8 inch, okay? This opening here won't allow a 3/8 to go in smoothly. So I'm gonna drill toward the back side right here, just to open it up so I can slide the CREE laser lights in. After you have it drilled out, you're gonna wanna take touch-up paint, black touch-up paint, and you're gonna wanna coat the inside here where you drilled out, so you have no rust issues down the road. As you can see, it goes in like so. After you have it painted up and it's dried, you're gonna put your light on, push it down. You're gonna take, you can see this? You're gonna take your flat washer, goes up first. Lock washer goes up second. Then you take your 17mm nut and catch the nut on the bottom. Like so. And you're going to temporarily tighten it so you can aim the lights. Two tools you're going to need to adjust your KC highlights are a 17mm wrench, 6mm hex socket. Okay? When you look at your lights, over here, this adjustment here adjusts the angle up and down. The nut that you use to tighten it on adjusts your swivel. So you go either toward the street or toward the center of the car. So you're choosing. After you loosen up your two nuts, you can grab the light and swing it to the way you want it. That's what it looks like on the garage over there. You can see the hot spot in the center. I'm gonna adjust the pattern. This is the left one, to be slightly off center. Going toward the, I'm on the driver's side right now, so I'm gonna adjust it, going slightly off center on the driver's side. And the height, I want it slightly higher, like such. Then I'm gonna go to the passenger side and do the same. Once you have it aimed the way you want, you're gonna lock down your two bolts, the bolt on the bottom and the swivel on top. What you're looking at now is my Laminex yellow tinted headlights. Those are your high beams. Regular beams, those are the KC lights, laser lights on the front. Here's your high beams with the KC lights. Camera's never gonna pick up the brightness. And then I'm gonna shut off the KC lights. I'm gonna shut off the headlights. I'm gonna put on just the KC lights. Look at that. See, I'm in a wooded area. Could barely see anything. And there you go with the KC lights on. Lights up the side as well as the front, pretty far down the road. You see the street signs and everything way far ahead. These are spot beam patterns. These ain't the fog patterns, but they do cast a shadow, light beam toward the side as well, the way I have them aimed on the car. Hope that video helped you. It was a long one, I know, but the quality of the KC lights outperforms any light I ever had on any of my Jeeps. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, spread the word. If you have any questions, comments, leave them below. I get back to everybody.